Okay, so the continuation of our discussion last time. So we got the values for the angle 135 degrees and the angle negative 60 degrees. So the values for that is for 135 degrees, that's negative square root of 2 over 2 and square root of 2 over 2 in second quadrant. While the negative 60 degrees is 1 half and negative square root of 3 over 2 will get the cosine, the equivalent cosine 135 degrees. So um if you remember, cosine theta is equal to x. So the cosine 135 degrees is the x of 135 degrees. So the x is negative square root of 2 over 2. So that's the answer. While the tangent 135 degrees, so the tangent is actually y over x, or the opposite over adjacent. So the y is the square root of 2 over 2 divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. So this is 1, and since this is negative, so positive divided negative is negative, so negative 1. So that's for the value of tangent 135 degrees is equal to negative 1. Now here in sine, the sine negative 60 degrees is equal to y. We have the values for negative 60 degrees, which is 1 half and negative square root of 3 over 2. Since we're getting the y, so sine negative 60 degrees is equal to negative square root of 3 over 2. Now, the second negative 60 degrees, so second theta is actually the reciprocal of the cosine. So cosine is x over 1, so the second is 1 over x. So the x here is 1 half, so second negative 60 degrees is 1 over 1 half. So that's equivalent to 2. So second negative 60 degrees is equal to 2. So from this example, we may then also say that the cosine 3 pi over 4 rad, this is the equivalent radian angle in 135 degrees. That's 3 pi over 4. These share the same answer, which is negative square root of 2 over 2. And the equivalent radian in negative 60 degrees is negative pi over 3 rad. So the sine negative pi over 3 rad is the same with this one, which is negative square root of 3 over 2. Okay, let's talk about trigonometric functions. So we will let s be any real numbers. Suppose theta is the angle in standard position with measure s rad. So we define this one. Sine s is equal to sine theta. Cosine s is equal to cosine theta. Tangent s is equal to tangent theta. Cosecant s is equal to cosecant theta. Secant s is equal to secant theta. And cotangent s is equal to cotangent theta. Okay, so let's solve this one. Find the exact values of sine 3 pi over 2 and cosine 3 pi over 2 and tangent 3 pi over 2. So in our unit circle, actually 0 degrees and 360 degrees is equivalent to 1 and 0. While the 90 degrees, if you remember, this is 0, 1. And here at 180 degrees, or the pi, this is negative 1 and 0, while here this is 0 and negative 1 at 270 degrees and 3 pi over 2. So at 0.3 pi over 2, we have this value 0 and negative 1. So we will locate the sine 3 pi over 2. The sine theta actually is equal to y. So this is negative 1. Okay? The cosine 3 pi over 2, that is the x of the values in 0.3 pi over 2, so that is 0. While tangent 3 pi over 2, so the 0.3 pi over 2 is 0, negative 1, and the tangent is y over x, so this is negative 1 over 0, which is undefined because this is a math error. Suppose s is a real number such that sine s is equal to negative 3/4 and cosine s is greater than 0. We will find cosine s. Okay, we will let p s is, or point s is equal to x and y, ang iyang coordinates, be the point in a unit circle. So if it is a unit circle, the radius is equal to 1. Now, the given here is sine s is equal to negative 3/4. So we know the sine theta is equal to y. So this is the y, negative 3/4, while the radius is equal to 1. So x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So atong r squared is 1 squared, which is 1, while the y is negative 3/4. So 1 minus negative 3/4 squared, that's 9 over 16. So 1 minus 9 over 16. So that's the common denominator here is 16. So that's 16 minus 9, which is 7 over 16. So let's extract both sides. So that's positive, negative, square root of 7 over square root of 16 is 4. Now, notice that according to our problem, our cosine s is greater than 0. So, since we have negative root here, which is negative square root of 7 over 4, which is less than 0, so we will not get that. So, the real number, or the real answer is cosine s is equal to square root of 7 over 4, which is positive. Okay, let theta be an angle in standard position QXY. Any point on the terminal side of theta, and R is square root of x squared plus y squared, which is greater than 0. Take note, our R is always positive. It is always greater than 0 since this is distance. And in this definition, we will take the r is not in a unit circle. So ibig sabihin r is not equal to 1. It could be more than 1. Okay, so sine theta is equal to y over r. Before that, so if this is our theta, the angle theta, this is y, this is x, and this is r, which is not equal to 1 anymore. So we could use SOHCAHTOA again. Okay, so sine theta is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, so y over r. Cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, so x over r, and tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, or y over x. Now, the cosecant theta is in the reciprocal of the sine theta, which is this one, y over r, so this is r over y. Second theta is an inverse of cosine theta, so this is r over x, and cotangent theta is an inverse of tangent theta, so this is x over y. Take note, all of our denominator must not equal to 0 kasi mathematical error yung result. So except for this, since r is always positive number and more than 0. So with the same set of example we have earlier, so we will apply this one. Suppose s is real number such that sine s is equal to negative 3/4 and cosine s is greater than 0. We will find cosine s. Again, the same question kaganina, except that we assume that it was in a unit circle. This time, we will locate or find the radius. Okay? So the xy be the point on a circle. So sine s is equal to negative 3/4. So sine s is y over r. So we have the y here, which is negative 3, and the r is always positive, so this is 4. Now we will get x. So x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Our y is negative 3, so x squared plus negative 3 squared, and the r is 4, so 4 squared. So 4 squared is 16, 3 times 3 is 9, and then transpose this is negative 9. So 16 minus 9, that's 7, and let's extract both sides. So x is equal to positive negative square root of 7. Now take note, according to the given here, our cosine s is greater than 0. There are two possible combination with cosine s, that is square root of 7 over 4, or negative square root of 7 over 4. But since according here our x is greater than 0, so we will chapera na nato ang negative. So that is square root of 7 over 4. Remember, our cosine s S is equal to x